What's up, dudes and dudes to the internet? My name's Seth, and we are back again for some more Prey. How y'all doing today, folks? Hope you're doing fantastic, wonderful. Hope this video makes your day even better because we've got the nightmare stalking us again. Boy, am I excited for that. So the nightmare, if you're just tuning in, folks, is a big, ugly monster. That's probably him right there, because that thing's moving real fast. But he's big and gross. Yep, that's him.
That video was... I'm still checking it against my directives. But if scanning the coral will grant you access to Alex's arming key, then perhaps it's the best course. Perhaps knowing the coral's purpose will reinforce your decision to destroy Talos I. Just be careful. We're running
Anyways, that's the nightmare. He's big, and he's really, really evil. True evil, in fact. Oh, he's shooting at me! And, he's stalking us because we've got, like, all sorts of crazy abilities going on, right? Oh, look at this. This is an escape pod. Okay. And then we've got Alex used tracking bracelet. I don't know what that what the purpose is of that. So this is obviously going to end up being... Yeah. This is going to end up being our way off this rock, I think. If we would end up destroying the reactor. Because that's the thing, is we've got a couple different options here. We can, well, we have to get Alex's arming key, which I don't know where that is. Like, the arming keys can always be fabricated if they get lost. Do we have the fabrication plans then? Maybe? Scan the coral in the exterior of Talos. That's what we're doing right now. This apparently is part of the main story. I guess that's how they can give us the indicator to actually see this stupid freak. I want to scan him if I can, but I don't think it's going to let us. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to jump down there because otherwise he'll just kill me in 2 hits. So let's just get away from him. Yeah, he's just out of range. He's fast too. Jeez, he's big. Okay, so we gotta wait this idiot out, unfortunately. And then I guess, yeah, we're gonna have to, head out of the ship and start scanning some stuff. I think the other option is that we can go to the reactor right now, technically, once we end up getting the second key, and we can blow everything up. I'm assuming that the game is going to give us that choice. I'm assuming that it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's see if he just disappears, too. Yep, he just despawns, period. Okay, that's good. That's real good, because otherwise that was going to end up being very, very problematic, dude. So we've got that Weaver down there. I'm just going to ignore him, though. Oh, look at that. What is this? Oh, my. Okay. Whatever. I don't know what this is randomly just doing up here. Oh, hey! I could turn you into a thing.
That was an abysmal failure. Piss poor route initiation. However, Dr. Lin from Psychotronics was kind enough to provide me with a sample of material that should multiply the effectiveness of the phytohormones when applied to already mature plants. I expect reduced time to maturity, increased yield, and an above normal salutary effect. Hopefully, it doesn't taste like shit. I just need permission to run the plan through the fabricator.
Okay, anyways, yep, see you later. So, for some reason, we didn't end up getting the recipe for that key. Like, why didn't we... This is his weird growth formula, which we don't care about that. Why did we not get the key? Was it somewhere in that office? In which case, we're already not there anymore, so... RIP? But I don't really want to go for that option. I don't want to blow everything up. Maybe it would be the easier one, but honestly speaking, getting all the way back down to the reactor would not be a fun time. So I guess we'll try and go scan stuff. Now the thing is that I assumed that while we were... Wait, why is our objective... Okay, well anyways, we gotta get all the way through the guts again. I was assuming that we could have taken just that quick, easy back route. You know? Like, I thought we were just very, very easily going to be able to take that escape pod that we saw. And that would just get us back to the exterior of Talos, right? But no, doesn't seem like it. So now I gotta go through all this, and I'll let you know if I run into anything interesting, folks. Okay, well, at the least, this is going to the psychotronics, which is normally backwards for us. However, the game actually is telling us to go over here. That's radiation. Let's get away from that before we end up getting sick. That's also going to explode. Oh, that was a telekinesis guy. Okay. A psychic. Well, that's no good. And then we've got a bunch of eggs down there. This is bad. This is really, really bad. Oh, we got a med kit, though. Oh, we got a med kit. Oh, we got a med kit. I want it. I want it bad, dude. You know what? I'm grabbing it. And I am gone. I'm out of here. See you later. Hit the brakes, and then let's go for it and not get crushed by that dumb elevator thing. This is a pathway we have not taken before. Did we lose him? Yeah, we did. Okay, we're good. We're good. So is the game telling us to go this way? No! Okay! Okay! Oh my! That's a lot of bad guys! That's a lot of bad guys! Like, seriously! If I had a little bit more control... Oh! That doesn't help! If I had a little bit more control in here, that would be real nice. We're going to die. Oh man, this is stupid. My mistake for going into this spot on the map. Oh, yep, and the telekinesis guys are cheap enemies. Like, I hate those guys, dude. All right, everybody. I'm just sitting up here, and I was waiting for the nightmare to go away because I got some really bad news, folks. Hopefully we're going to be able to even beat this game, because honestly speaking, at this point, things are really, really looking bad. Turns out that every time we go into an outer space cell, I don't know if that's relevant, I just grabbed it this time. Every time we go into an outer space cell, whatever save file we have, like while we're in 0G, it just corrupts that save. Now, I don't know if it's got to do with just the map in general, or if it straight up is when we're in 0G. By the way, this time I was actually paying attention to January, and he was actually talking about... Here, I'll put a quick save here and see what happens. He was actually telling us that we get the key from Alex once we scan the coral, so... It seems like maybe we won't have a choice. Maybe we will, in fact, just have to destroy the reactor. I don't know. But the problem that we're facing right here, folks, is a very unique one and a very difficult one, especially with all of the trash that this game is throwing us in this area, because I don't know if there is a weakness to those telepathic idiots, but generally speaking, I have a very hard time defeating them. Maybe we could throw a bunch of boxes at him. That could work. In fact, I'm going to grab this one right here and take it with us. Because the fact of the matter is that if the save file is going to corrupt every time while we're in 0G, that means that we have to get through it, like get through 0G without dying. Like, we have to get through this situation without getting killed. And that ain't good. Like, that really is not... That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for us. Because with it, we've got to get through the strongest enemies known to man without having to deal like there you go. Whatever, I'm just gonna unload on him and we're out of ammo. There we go. At least we can static him. There! Got rid of the telekinesis idiot. Okay, so hopefully that should make my life a little bit easier here, folks. Surprisingly, we didn't take nearly as much damage as I thought we were going to. But we definitely did waste a lot of our ammo. Unfortunately, we had to fight him. Because again, like, it's like even right now, I want to save because we just got past that guy, but we can't. Because if I save, and then if I load, our file is corrupt. Now, the real thing that scares me is I wonder, is it just after we've gone into outer space in general? Like, are we, like, is our file just corrupt? Period. Right now. Or, you know, or are we going to be able to get to an interior area first before we end up dealing with any of this? You know what I mean? I'm just, generally speaking, folks, I'm really worried here. Just because I don't know what's going to end up happening. Are those a bunch of nests? I don't know what those are. I keep wanting to save again because, like, we're about to die and I gotta be really careful. Like, you know, we're gonna run into another psychic or something deadly. Oh, okay. Many objectives. That's cool. You were telling me to go over here 2 seconds ago, you stupid thing. Well, everybody, it's unfortunate, but I am going to have to report that this series is a bust. We're going to cancel it. This is the end. That's all there is to it. I'm going to explain. It's a little bit of spoilers, not so much for the story, because I don't really know what's going on. But we are, you know, I am going to end up explaining what would end up happening from this point and beyond. But I do want to let you know, folks, that every time I end up going into the guts area or anywhere that has zero gravity, and the game is forcing us to go into zero gravity right now, the game just ends up crashing all the time. Like, it doesn't matter. It crashes to desktop. It doesn't actually have a data report or anything. Like, it just... that's it. So beyond that, every time we end up saving a file now and try to load it, it says that it's, you know, not going to end up working, that it's incompatible with the version that we're running, and that's actually got to do with save file corruption. So every file that we save beyond this point is corrupt. Whether it's a manual save, a quick save, an autosave, it doesn't matter. Anything beyond this point is corrupt, and it seems like lots of people have been dealing with this issue. It seems to generally end up happening to people that have played this game for a prolonged period of time. So I'm wondering if it's got to do with this area specifically, maybe a script or a switch ends up messing up the game, or if it's just about, you know, playing through the game for a long enough time kind of builds up more and more errors that eventually the game just collapses on itself and can't handle it. I don't know. But in any case, we cannot continue onward. They have actually confirmed that they are going to patch this, but at the moment that I'm recording this, the patch is not here, and I've got other things that I can be doing with my time instead of sitting here and trying to work this out. I am actually, this is a day after the last clip that you just saw, because I took a day to actually try and see if I could resolve this issue, because I wanted to complete this game, I really did. However, I'm disappointed to report that the rest of the game was not going to be fun. It was going to be even harder than this, and not good difficulty, because, you know those telepath enemies? Yeah, they were going to fill pretty much every room in the game with those guys. And in a lot of scenes, they were actually going to be forcing us to kill them in order to progress through a doorway to an area that we've already been to. So that's not challenging, that's just stupid. Beyond that, as far as what we were going to be doing beyond this point, we would actually have gone into outer space, kind of gone around the station to a bunch of areas that conveniently opened up for us, where there was going to be telepaths, weavers, those little radiated exploding things. All sorts of crazy badness was going to destroy us when we ended up going to scan the coral, and this stuff That's kind of all weaved in space-time right here. That's what the coral is. I kept forgetting what the coral was because I wasn't really paying attention. But yeah, that's the coral, what the Weaver is making. This is the coral. So we were going to scan that. Somehow that was going to end up getting our character to understand a little bit more about these bad guys and how they end up operating and how they actually keep the memories of all of their victims. And just kind of, you know, hive mind stuff where it's like it's all connected and they're all, you know, I don't know, they're like a virus or something like that. But beyond that point, it was really going to become a grind, which is unfortunate that games always have to resort to doing stuff like that. I don't like it. Where we were going to meticulously go to pretty much every area that we've ever been to in the entire station, revisit it, revisiting areas so that we could end up getting like maybe a new data file or a data log or something that would end up unlocking another door that would end up getting us another piece of the puzzle, so on and so forth, right? And then we actually, after doing all of that, end up coming back here again. Fool me once, game. I'm not going to come back here for the third time. And then that time, Alex is finally here. And I don't know the details of the conversation, but you talk with him, and I think you have a choice of whether you kill him or not. The person that I actually watched play through the game was actually just a speedrunner, because I thought, I want to see the rest of the game, so I was going to just watch a speedrunner. That's always the best way of seeing the entire game, right? But you don't end up getting much of the story elements. He ended up just killing Alex and taking a bunch of stuff off of his person, and then he ended up traveling all the way down to the Psychotronic Center, to some other doorway that just so happened to end up opening up that he had a key card for after that point. And then you end up having the December robot meeting you there, and the speedrunner just killed him immediately. I'm assuming, like, I guess that he was bad or something, or maybe he was part of the bad ending. I don't know. But then he ended up, like, hitting a switch. You saw a cutscene of the station kind of being surrounded by all of the Typhon stuff, because it was slowly taking over the compound, right? And then it's kind of like a big blast ends up going off. The station is still intact, but the Typhon organism has been defeated. And then you have a little monologue from Alex talking about the Typhon and how it was going to change humanity. The end. Roll credits. I don't know if that's the bad ending. I didn't do enough research to actually see if there was multiple endings, so you'll have to excuse me and kindly go and watch somebody else's playthrough, because I don't know, and I honestly don't care, you know. While this game's really, really cool, these last few episodes have definitely been a bit of a drag. Like, and I mean that literally, like, they've been dragging on and on. Like, it's like we would spend an entire episode in one room trying to get to the exit, only to find that, oh, whoops, I was supposed to grab this key card the entire time, you know? And I guess in closing, I kind of want to just mention my opinions about the game and what they could have changed to make it a little bit better, in my opinion anyways. First of all, one of the things that you got to learn right off the hop, that I'm only learning now, is that killing enemies is utterly useless. It's not an RPG, so you're not gaining experience points for killing enemies. You're only gaining some exotic materials for the fabricator, and even that, you know, requires you to grind way too much just for common ammo and stuff like that. Generally speaking, the game wanted us to go do the side quests, but I didn't want to do the side quests. I find that a little bit unfortunate, that the game almost forces you to explore the whole station rather than you just being able to explore it at your own pace, you know? Even with the main story mission, like, it's like, you know, this is nothing new to the plots of these types of games. Doom 3 was one of the first ones that ended up doing something like this, where you pretty much never ended up seeing another human being, and then when you did, it was just them telling you, okay, get out of here, go do this stuff for me, and then it was just somebody else introduced into the plot, or force injected into the plot, that suddenly you just had to protect. And why? You know, like, even those survivors over in the box compound storage area or whatever, it's like, why were we helping them again? Like, remind me why we were helping them. It was probably because the game was like, only going to give us a key card from beyond that point. And that's the thing too. I felt that a lot of sections didn't really take advantage of all of the different powers. Like there was maybe 2 or 3 doors in the entire game that we could force open with our leverage 3 ability. Throwing boxes and stuff like that was an absolute blast, but still we would come to doors that legit were called unpowered door. And for some reason, the game was just like, okay, this is like a natural story progression door, so we're gonna lock it off from that ability. I would have liked it so that you could have used that ability to kind of skip through different sections and stuff. I think it would have actually really shown a lot of design, like insane design choices if they ended up actually balancing this game out to all of the abilities. But they didn't. That's the real bottom line, you know. Hacking, repairing, and gunsmith play, modding your guns and stuff like that. Those are the Trinity 3 abilities that this game almost hands you and tells you, you need this for pretty much everything, dude. But then beyond that, the fact that we're always running out of ammo made me want the game to be developed in a way where we should be able to get through every situation with 1 hit and the wrench. But you know, there's a little bit of a gray area there, because what the game does to kind of accommodate for that is their excuse, or at least, you know, that's what I would call it, is that because there's manual saves, they didn't have to design something like that. If you go into a room with 1 hit and a wrench and you fight a phantom, it's just GG, game over, you're just done, there's nothing you can do about it. So what you're supposed to do is, rather than that being, you know, at the fault of game design, instead that's the fault of the player, because, well, you can just load an older file and go stock up on ammo, right? Because all of the resources and stuff kind of end up coming back during the different chapters and stuff. I would have really thought, you know, and liked to see more survivors. I would like to see robots fighting the Typhons, and humanoids and soldiers and stuff like that kind of around the compound fighting the Typhons, even if only scattered in a few different areas. And even if they end up getting their butt kicked, I think it would have definitely relieved some of the tension, because even though this game, you know, I love the tension and I love the challenge of this game, it was a little too much in one direction of you have to do everything yourself, and eventually, like, from this point onward, it was feeling more like a chore rather than something that we were being rewarded with, you know? And I think that's what this game falls flat on, is the risk reward. You know, that balance is really nice at the beginning, and then slowly as you get further into the game, it starts weighing heavier on the risk without giving you much reward, you know? And it's like we ended up going all the way down to the reactor so that we could come all the way back up and open a couple of doors, not so that we could go to the reactor and get, you know, the Typhon gun or tons and tons of neuromods and stuff. I don't know. I mean, generally, it seemed like the game wanted us to go and do the side quests, and boy, howdy did it want us to do the side quests. What with all of the side characters not shutting up, and the fact that we're so low on resources all the time. But even then, the reason we're low on resources is because I'm trying to kill everything, because I keep thinking that we're actually progressing when we kill all these enemies, because now I can explore this room freely. And then we end up exploring the room and finding out that we don't have any of the abilities required in order to get all of the materials we would need to actually make fighting those phantoms and mimics actually worthwhile. Now, there was certain moments where it was definitely moments of just absolute perfection between the amount of challenge and difficulty, and you know, and just feeling very satisfied in that. But that's the whole thing, is the only incentive that I had to try and complete this game, I feel, was to beat it, to say, I beat the game, you know, get wrecked, you difficult, stupid game, right? But otherwise, it's designed absolutely brilliantly. Like, it really is. I do highly recommend you play this game for yourself, especially if you like Dark Souls and challenging games and stuff like that. I would definitely recommend it. Just don't buy it on the PC version until they end up resolving these issues, if they ever do. And then otherwise, that's pretty much my 2 cents towards it. Thank you so much for watching, though, everybody. I felt that this explanation was necessary because of the fact that the series is done, rather than just, well, it's over, bye everybody, you know? So you know, I hope that you enjoyed the series up to this point, folks. But if you want to see any further than this, which, again, it's just a wild goose chase running point A to point B. Like, we've pretty much seen the entire ship outside of the last area, and I think you go into the shuttle bay. I think that was the only other new zone, and that area pretty much had, like, an airplane inside it. It's a space plane, but that was pretty cool when I saw the video of the guy in there. But in any case, thank you so much for watching. Very much appreciate it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe for more daily content. Sayonara, and stay epic, everybody.